How am I going to be viewed if you speak on these things? There's blackness. We're quicker to show anger than to show sadness.
I just don't think love by itself, for a romantic relationship and a life partner, someone you're doing life with and all they bring you is love.
That's also a good point. We don't know. A good point. We don't know.
We are live.
We don't know.
We live.
We live, baby.
We are live.
We don't know.
We live.
We live, baby.
Welcome to the listeners'
We
couch.
live.
We live, baby.
Welcome to the listeners'
We
couch.
live.
We live, baby.
I'm Dr. Sheryl, one of your hosts.
I'm Dr. Amarni.
I'm Dr. Shadiq.
And today we have a special guest. Really excited for this conversation before I introduce him. Definitely going to be really insightful. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Dr. Shocka.
Come on.
Honorary
I'm Shocka. I'm an artist, rapper, mental health advocate, speaker, and an author.
Snap Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy I can throw an author in there now.
Come on.
Nah, it's not a small thing
It's a big
Yeah.
to write a whole book, like, and so personal to you. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely proud of it. Big moment.
Oh my gosh, we're definitely gonna get into it for sure. But how are you doing? How is everyone?
I'm good. I just came back from Turkey
Okay.
like a week ago now. So I had my headline show last Saturday.
Yeah.
And I flew out to Turkey the next day. Then it's my birthday on Wednesday. It's been a mad week.
Your birthday was last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday,
My
yeah.
birthday was last Wednesday.
Is it? July 8th?
15th.
Oh, no. Oh, the week before that. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, the 8th. The week before that.
Okay,
Yeah, the
okay.
8th.
Oh,
Yeah, my birthday's on the 8th.
It's still birthday month, twins. Okay. So you had some celebrations, yeah?
It was beautiful. I needed it.
What did you do for your birthday?
I was in Turkey.
Oh, you went to Turkey
I
for
went
your
to
birthday.
Turkey. Yeah,
Okay.
just got back.
What part of Turkey?
Not Antalya. There's another place. Begins with an A too. I don't know. I keep getting the two of them confused. There's Antalya. Then there's Analia, I think. I don't know. But
I'm the worst one to ask for that one, you know.
yeah.
No idea at all.
I just know I was there though.
Trust important.
I know I was there and I know I got back.
Like a beach vibe or?
Yeah. I went with my DJ. My DJ is the one that suggested to go out there because he's Turkish. So he was like, come to my town. So he took me out there. It was sick.
Yeah, no, I heard they can have a good time out there. So I'm glad you had a good time.
It was good.
Good.
What was the best thing about Turkey?
What was the best thing about it?
Yeah.
The weather.
Fair.
That was important. Let's start there.
Yeah. fair.
This it has to be sunny.
Yeah, let's
Has to
start
be.
there. The weather. It was just a good time for me to rest because I've been going really, really hard.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, no,
Schedule.
seriously. Because I've got this series that I've been doing called Shocka Sundays,
Okay.
Okay.
where I release a new song and a new video every Sunday. And I've been doing it for 6 months now,
Ooh.
since the 27th of January.
Wow.
Every Sunday, a new song, new video. And I've been doing features as well.
Oh, wow.
So I'm so proud of myself for doing it because my problem was consistency, which is a lot of artists' problem, or maybe podcasters can relate to. But I had a problem where I've been doing so I'll take you back. So 2018, I made a song called Self Love. I got signed for that song. And Snoop Dogg posted it on his Instagram.
Oh, wow.
That's what got me the deal because
Okay.
it's Snoop.
Yeah.
So he's like global. So I'm normally used to getting like, attention in the UK. But once he posted it,
That was
with
it.
his 50 million followers, I started getting bombarded from like different countries, China, everywhere. I released a song. And then 2 weeks after that, a record label got in touch and I got signed for that song. And that was doing good. And then I disappeared. Then popped back up somewhere in 2019. Ended up doing a TED Talk, 2 shows in New York, all good. Disappeared again. Then popped back up in like 2020 with like a project. Disappeared. So I've always had like this inconsistency theme. And then this year, coming to this year, I was like, I've got to break that curse.
Yeah.
Because I was like, every time I pop up, something amazing happens. Like I popped up, the Snoop Dogg thing, got the record deal, disappeared, popped up. Like I had a song called Aura that I released last year. And I mentioned Rita Ora in the song. And then somehow I got to perform it with you know the day you know AG, right? That does the
Oh
Yeah,
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 he does
yeah,
it
yeah.
in
you
Camden.
know the
Yeah.
day he did it with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yep.
I performed on that day. It was
Oh.
Will Smith, Jamelia, and Rita Ora.
Oh man.
And I told AG, I messaged him on Instagram and I said I got a song where I mentioned Rita Ora. I know she's coming today. And he was like, I was like, can I come perform it with her? And he was like, ah. But I understood because what he was saying is that when he meets the guests, they've already got what they plan to do.
Yeah.
So, and it's his first time meeting them. So I can't, it's like me bringing my friend here today and he's just sitting here. And you're thinking, well, we invited you, Shocka, we don't know who he is. So I get what he was saying, but at the same time, I wasn't hearing it. So I still went down there.
I like that.
I still went down there on the day when I got there early as well when he was like setting up. And I was like, hey, please, we got to do this. I don't know when I have this moment again to like see her like this. And like, you know what I mean? It's just because all my supporters was messaging me saying, oh my God. Because I just brought the song out a week before, and then they found out that she's doing AG, and then my supporters was like, Rita's going to be there. So I went down there early, and I told him about it, and he said, leave it with me. But I wasn't thinking nothing. I thought he was just saying that just to
Calm me off.
palm me off. And then after Will Smith performed, Jamelia performed, I was like, there's no way he's going to, because it was, you saw the pandemonium on that day. So I was like, there's no way. This is why I respect AG so much. Like, God bless that guy tenfold. Because that means that I was on the back of his mind why he was going through Will Smith. And do you know what I mean? Because Rita Ora was last. And then just before she left, I was talking to someone and he was like, has anyone seen Shocka?
Oh, you remember?
If you see, that's what I'm saying. And he was like, if you see Shocka, call him to the front. And my friend that I was with tapped me and said, yo, it's your time, bro. AG's trying to call you. And then everyone
like
just
that.
parted away.
Imagine.
He didn't even get to warm up, nothing.
I
Just
just
on
had
the
to switch
spot.
it on.
Switch
I
it
just had to
on.
switch
Yeah.
it on. I went from fan mode to like superstar mode real quick. Real like the button just, you know, when it's time, it's time. And that could have went either way because she don't know me. And I hugged her and then like she could have parted her. Like this is live now. This is not pre-recorded. The world's watching. And like I did the song and her reaction was so beautiful to it. She just started shouting and like it was just so sick and we did it. And then I thank AG for that. But then I disappeared again after that.
Okay.
After such a big moment. So coming into this year, I was like, nah, I got to break that consistency spell. So I was like, what I'm going to do, because I don't know if you know my history, but I was in a group back in the day called
Marvel,
Marvel.
Yeah.
And we had, what made us get really big, we had this series called Marvel Mondays,
Okay.
where every Monday we dropped a video. And that's what got us our attention. So I was like, let me take that because that worked. And then I spun it, because I can't call it Marvel Monday. I spun it and called it Shocka Sundays.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm just going to run with this theme. And the first song I released was a song called Consistency. That's how serious I was. I was like, the world's going to hold me accountable. Because there's no way I'm going to drop a song called Consistency
And then not.
and then disappear 2 weeks after and have everyone calling my phone saying, so I dropped that first song Consistency and I haven't stopped since. I've just been
Amazing.
on a roll. So to get a chance to like have such an incredible 6 months and then disappear to Turkey for like however long I went and then come back refreshed.
I love that for you.
needed.
Pick you up.
So
You know,
where
that's a
I'm at.
testament of closed mouths don't get fed.
No.
You see how you're rocked up anyway?
Yeah.
And then that happened. So yeah, pick you up. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a small feat. But we're keen to hear a little bit more about you and your
Yes.
story
There's
and
another
everything. There's more to the story.
There's more to the story.
story. So we're gonna get
Yeah,
into
for
it.
sure.
Should we get into our in session?
Yeah, let's do it. My mum to get even more personal, my mum had 2 miscarriages before me.
Oh, wow.
So when she had me, you can tell it was like a super celebration.
You were her rainbow baby.
Exactly.
That's what they call it.
So like she was like just blessed just to have me even exist. So I could do no wrong in her eyes. I was getting everything I wanted. My house was the fun house. My house was like, you know when you got the friends that's got strict parents, they disappear to my house. And their moms would be calling them, saying, leave my government name's Kenneth, leave Kenneth's house and come home. I had all the games, PlayStation, Dreamcast, I had every game. Like when you come into my house, it's like a whole different world from outside.
No one's leaving.
No one's leaving. So it's like, there's pros and cons to that. The cons to that is that it gave me a certain confidence. Because my mom never made me feel like anyone's better than me. Do you know what I mean? Because like it just gives you a certain confidence and it gives you a certain standard to live your life to. Because my mum was like, she's Nigerian, she's just a woman of class. She's just a woman of just standards. Like if you get a B in your exams, and most people will be excited about that. She'll be like, no, you need to go for the A. Like I used to do running around I got a big park in my area. I used to run around, jog around there. I'll come back and my mum would be like, how many times did you run around it? And I'll be like, once. And she'll be like, that's nothing. When I go for my walks, I go around too. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Just always trying to
She'll
push
one up.
me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's the
Next
cons
level.
to it. But that's the pros to it. The cons to it is that it doesn't prepare you for the real world.
Okay.
You go into the world entitled. When you're so like spoiled and have such a spotlight on you, you think the whole world's going to treat you that way. And you're in for a shock when you step into the real world and realize like that was only in your household. People don't really care. And I think I went into the world with that kind of entitlement. So when I got into the group that I was in, Marvel, was doing so well. Again, everything's going good, doing so well. And we signed our record deal in 2010. So we got together in 2008. By 2010, 2 years, only took us 2 years, and our names was like all over the country. Everyone was talking about us from our mixtapes. We managed to meet Drake when Drake first came out. So we was coming out, and Drake was coming out at that time.
Oh, so this
he
is
had
early
successful
days.
with Trey Songz.
Early days.
Early days. He had successful with Trey Songz. And one of the group members, Vertex, he used to work in a studio called Metropolis in Chiswick. Metropolis is a studio that all the Americans come to when they come to the UK to record. So Drake came with Rihanna
Okay.
that time.
Gas.
Oh, no, that period. We didn't know Rihanna was in there. So as we're walking into the building to come see our friend Vertex, just to keep him company while he's working there, Drake is sitting on the stairs with 40. You know 40 is we all know he's a producer. And we walked past him and we double back because he was hot there. His mixtape with them, So Far Gone, is proper bubbly. We just listened to it. We walked back and we was like, yo, Drake, what are you doing here? And he was like, yeah, man, I thought he was smoking a cigarette. He was like, yeah, man, I'm just here riding with Rihanna. We was like, who? Rihanna's in there. And that I hate that so much because that's what threw our attention off him. Because Rihanna was much bigger. Don't forget, Drake's just coming up. And we saw them for a whole week. They was in that studio for every single day for a whole week. And we was there every single day. So we were seeing Drake every day, just saluting us, playing table tennis.
Mad.
And Rihanna was in there. She was in her nightgown.
Oh, you got the behind the scenes.
Nightgown, security. And we got footage as well. I'm so happy. Because remember I said one of them was a cameraman. So he was big on documenting everything. So all the people we met at that time, Drake, Rihanna, Tyler, the Creator, we documented everything. So next time I see Drake, God willing, wherever we're going to meet in a VIP backstage, I'm going to be like, do you remember this? And I know he's going to appreciate it because that was the first time he ever came to the UK.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Chronicles.
That was the first time, so he'll never forget the first time. And when I show him that footage, he's probably going to remember a side of himself he hasn't seen in so long. And 40 is the one that actually helped us get that. Because 40 came up to us, because he kept seeing us, and he was like, yo, can you get me some weed? Can I say this on here?
Yeah.
It was like, we ain't smoked since we've touched down from Canada. Can you sort something out? We made a couple phone calls, sorted it out. He was like, what can we do for you? He was like, get us Drake on our, because we had a blog. Remember, everyone was blogging. He was like, can you get us Drake on our vlog? He was like, yeah, come into the studio. And then we came in, and that's how we got him on the blog. But just remembering how Drake was even speaking at that time, I think he went to Top Man. Do you remember Top Shop? Top Man on Top Shop?
Yeah.
It's not about it anymore, but he was telling us, I went Top Shop and these girls came up to me, man, and they wanted a photo. And We was like, bro, you're big here. Like,
Yeah.
your thing's popping off here. So like just seeing his development, can you imagine how mind blowing it is for me?
Yeah.
He's taking it to every time I see another record that he's broken, I'm like, who did I cross paths with? Like, Jesus. And that also showed me to treat everyone you meet with respect.
Of course.
Because you never know whose destiny is what. You have no idea. Do you know what I mean? And I've had a few, I don't know what God's trying to show me, but I've had a few encounters like that. Like Jay Huss, I had to say, he did a daily, before Daily Dappy and Grind Daily, they used to do this other freestyle thing, I don't know if you remember, but I filmed it. My friend used to film it for Grind Daily, and I was trying to get him to shoot a video for me, and he was like, okay, before I get to your case, just follow me to the park. So I got this artist that's coming for me to shoot. Just follow me to shoot this, and then we can get back to you. So I followed him to shoot it, and I'm just helping him with the equipment, and the person we were shooting was Jay Huss.
Now you've had some experience.
And and I remember thinking, he came so shy, but then as soon as he put the beat on,
That was it.
he turned into I looked at the camera. I was like, he's a superstar, but I didn't know what it was. And luckily, I got to see him again recently, and just tell him, not recent, but a bit far back, and just tell him, like, you know, we took a picture. I told him I'm the one that did your thing, and he's successful now. So he didn't remember. He's like, oh, really? When was that? And I was like, look at this.
That's
So
insane.
yeah.
So you were living like on a high, basically, like
Yes.
for quite a long time.
Take me back there.
Yeah.
So
you were
we
living,
was like really living our dreams.
yeah.
Think about it, we're 18, 19. 18, 19, living our dreams, touring, was on tour with Chipmunk that year. We toured with Diversity that year. Do you remember Diversity, the group
Yeah.
that won?
Yeah.
We toured with Diversity that year. Then we signed our deal, an independent record deal. Major record labels didn't want to sign us. It was 3 black boys. I'm Nigerian, Vertex is Ghanaian, Double S is Ugandan. They said, we love what you're doing, but we just don't know how to market you guys. Just
Interesting.
think about the groups they used to having. They used to having Westlife,
Yep.
Take That. Even the last label we spoke to, it was out of us and The Wanted. Do you remember The Wanted? And they had a song called I'm Glad You Came. Do you remember
Glad
that?
you
I'm glad, yes.
Yep.
And it was out of us and them.
So, oh well, you really know. That's it.
It was a banger though.
Nice,
It was a banger though. They went number 1. So it's like, I was like, okay, the record label made a good choice. But that shows they knew the formula that worked at that time.
Yeah.
And we were so different to all the kind of groups. But luckily this group called Whiskey Road signed us. And then we brought out this single called We Know. I don't know what we thought we knew at the time. But we called it We Know. We were so confident. We called it We Know. It came out on the 10th of October. 10. We'll never forget that day because we had it in our hair and that. Went to the
Shaved
market, went to the barbershop and
Got 10, 10,
Yeah.
10 in our hair, and we was just so excited. And the single came out and it didn't chart.
Oh,
And it didn't do anything. It wasn't in the top 200. It didn't do anything. Completely flopped.
can I ask a question then? Because you were saying that you went into the world with this confidence, yeah? You lot are living on a high. Rihanna, Drake, all these people. You do something, you're gassed about it, but it doesn't chart. Like, how is that actually really landing for you?
That's where it started.
Okay, that's
That's where it
okay.
started. Now you
Okay,
can,
yeah.
now I gave you the context. You can already
Yeah.
see where it's heading.
Yeah.
So now it didn't chart. This is my first time ever experiencing something like that. I've never experienced any form of public failure in my eyes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So don't forget, everyone knows about this because we was just number 1 on MTV Base. We was killing it. So everyone knows the song didn't chart, it didn't do well, and then we get dropped from the record label.
Okay.
So that was 2010, obviously 10. 2011, we get dropped from the record label. They call us in, small room like this. They have a paper, give us each a paper, and it's got everything we spent on the paper. So it had Addison Lee's, it wasn't Uber.
Yeah.
It had Addison Lee's, it had the hotels, the stylists, everything we spent, we had to pay everything back.
Oh,
Out of your own
wow.
pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to pay everything back. And then we had to pay all of that back. The music, that's what I was trying to remember. And the music that we made. 'Cause
Yeah.
we had an album that was meant to be coming out. And they took that album as well. So, and that music was incredible music because it was in a whole different zone at that time. And then they took
What do
that.
you mean they took the music?
It was part of the contract.
Okay.
We couldn't release the music.
Oh,
So
I
we
see.
couldn't release the music, so we had to start from scratch. And at that time, because of how we presented ourselves, remember I said there was a guy that was a video director in the group? He had a certain standard. That's what set us apart. Our videos was incredible because we had a director in the group and a video guy.
Gotcha.
So you can see the standards drop. You know, sometimes you see a signed artist and you see their campaign after and you're like, something's wrong here. Because I remember seeing billboards and everything of you. Now you're on, you know what I mean? You know the difference. And that was when I went into isolation.
Okay.
That word didn't exist to me before. I was so outgoing. I'm always outside. I'm always calling the man then, what you doing, what we doing? Then, because of the embarrassment and the shame, I became withdrawn. And I started staying indoors, just not doing nothing. And then my mum, again, remember the Nigerian parent, the standards. My mum's giving me the, you need to get a job. I'm downstairs in the kitchen with boxers on. Just that's an African parent's nightmare. You're what? At what time? Do you know what I mean? So going through all of that, that's adding extra stress. I don't think the parents know how much stress that puts on us. I think they think they're motivating us when they're saying go and get it. They think they're motivating us, but they don't know that like you're actually causing us to spiral even more. You're putting extra pressure. If we had the answers, we'll go and do it. We don't have the answers. That's what we're trying to figure out. But they don't. They've just got an approach of way of doing things. And 2011, we went on tour with Skepta at the end of the year. Skepta brought us on tour with Kreps and Conan. Who was the two support acts? Kreps and Conan and us. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to have a breakdown after this tour. Because I knew this was the last time we was going to see something like this for a long time. You know, when you just know that you want to decline. And Kreps and Conan, they was on the up, which was amazing. Incredibly happy for them. You can tell like they was the next thing. Everyone was talking about them. So we just remember having that moment. So we came off that tour, December, and I came home maybe a week after the tour, a week or two, and I had a big breakdown. I came home. It was late. It was in the evening. I came into the house and I was not myself. And my mum kind of knew I wasn't myself. And I remember my mum tried to sit me down on the couch and my mum called a pastor from Nigeria. You know, that's the first go-to. My mum called a pastor from Nigeria. The pastor prayed for me. After the pastor finished praying for me, in my mind, I thought after I say that last amen, I should be back to myself. I wasn't.
When you say you weren't yourself, do you mean in terms of mood? What about you like wasn't yourself? What felt different or not quite right at that time specifically?
I was at breaking point. And you can see it. I was at breaking point because I came into the. Normally when I come into that, so my mum's downstairs in the living room, my room's upstairs. I don't go into the living room. When I came into the house, I went into the living room, into my mum's space. That's when my mum knew, oh, what's like, so say this is the living room and I just come walking in and I'm talking to myself. You just know something's not right. I don't do stuff like that. Number one, I don't come into the living room. Number one, I go straight upstairs. I come into the living room, I'm talking to myself. I'm manic. My mum's trying to, calm me down. That's why she's calmed me to sit me down. My mum knows me, I'm her child. She realised that I'm in that state. She tried to call a pastor from Nigeria. They prayed for me.
Okay.
I was still in that state. Luckily for me, we had an uncle that was staying with us upstairs in the spare room from Nigeria. He's a doctor.
Okay.
So to go back a bit, I got sent to boarding school when I was 15. 14, 15, I was not, I got shipped.
Okay, I was going to say, where was it? What? Because
I got sent to boarding school for 2 years. We're not going to go into that's a whole different episode. But I got sent to 2 years and I stayed with my auntie. And the doctor that I'm telling you about is my auntie's husband.
Okay.
So they got him over to the UK. So he's here. He's staying with us. He's a doctor. He hears what's going on downstairs. He comes downstairs and tells my mum, get an ambulance for him. He's having a breakdown.
Right.
So that's what got my mum to call an ambulance. They called an ambulance for me. And that's how I got sectioned for the first time. Because it was late in the night, evening, I didn't go straight onto a ward. They took me into this like holding cell kind of place.
Yes.
And I thought I died. Can you imagine the state that I was in, the heightened state that I was in? Then I'm left in this holding place. I didn't know where I was. My aunties and uncles came to see me in the morning they in their mind, they thought as soon as they come to see me, because it's been a whole day, a night, and I've slept and woken up, they thought I'd be back fine. When the doctor brought me out to see my aunties and uncles, I was still like talking and like not making sense. And I will never forget this. This look haunts me all the time. My uncle just had this look of like, you know that look of,
This isn't good.
yeah, man. He had that look of this isn't good. And then from that look, I got taken onto a ward. And I still didn't realise I was on a ward. I always say that when you get sectioned, you only come back to yourself. Maybe some people are different, but for me, I only come back to myself halfway through, maybe like 4 days in, start realising what's going on, your surroundings. First 2 days, I didn't know where I was. And that's how I got injected. I've only been injected once.
Okay.
I promise never again. I tried to leave the hospital. I was like, oh, what am I doing here? I'm going home.
Yeah.
And I went to the door and these two guys was like, you can't leave. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm going home. And then we got into like a little scuffle. And then they injected me on my leg. And I woke up in a room like this with no one in it.
Do you
And they had a
recall
flap.
anyone ever actually sitting down with you and explaining to you, actually, you're not well right now?
In
You
the
need
hospital?
support at any point in the process between leaving house, being sectioned, being held, and then being in the hospital? In that process, did anyone explain to you actually what was going on?
That's a good question. Because I don't remember that.
Okay. Because
I don't remember that. Because even if they did, I don't think... I know I wasn't in the right state to understand what they were saying, because that's why I ended up in a ward anyway. Because if I was in the right state, I probably could have gone back home. But if not gone back home, it would have been a different outcome. But I know because of the state that I was in, that's what they was like, no, he needs to be sectioned. Because you only get sectioned when you're a danger to yourself and to society. So they take you to a place where they feel like you're not harmed to. So however I was acting, because the first diagnosis I got was manic depression.
Okay. Because I was going to ask, so, like in your story, I've been trying to track like symptoms or like signs, right? That you probably wouldn't notice at the time, but looking back maybe. At the beginning, it sounded like depression.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I'm isolating myself, like not reading myself, that kind of thing. Kind of predicting that your future is kind of over. That sounded like depression.
Yeah.
And then you're saying manic.
And I was manic.
Yeah,
That's
so
where the manic side came from.
So I can see why they'll be thinking
Yeah.
that. What else do you feel like was happening that you look back and you're like, okay, that might have contributed to what's happening in terms of symptoms? In my head, because you said something about sleeping.
I was another major contribution. I have to add this part. I was reading a lot of books during that period. And I feel like the information I was taking in was too much for me to handle. I wasn't ready for it. You know, there's certain books that you go back to and you're like, oh, is that what that was saying? But you were skimming through it thinking you understood what you was reading, but you had no idea. But then you live life a bit and then you come back to the book. I don't know if you've done that, but it's happened to me so many times.
Like a kind of like existential type of book, like a self-help, like something that's...
Maybe like it could be like a self-help book.
Oh, yeah.
But like, because you wasn't practicing anything the book was talking about at the time, you didn't really understand what it was saying.
Take it in.
But then you live life a bit and you're like, oh, let me read this book. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
That's what was happening to me. I had a friend that I recently got introduced to at the time called Whitney. Big up Whitney. She was giving me so much books. I don't know what she saw in me at the time, but she was just saying, yo, you need to read giving me all these books. And I think reading those books mixed with my depression, I don't think it was a good mix. Because I remember I was writing on my walls in my bedroom. I was writing words on my... That just shows you that like so much must have been going on in my brain.
Get it out.
For me to start, not even using a pen and pad, because I could easily could have wrote in a pen and pad, but for me to use a wall means that like I was in a whole different space. And like again, like I remember my mum used to come into the room, but she wouldn't say nothing. But I know she's thinking someone needs to talk to him. But she's probably thinking I don't know how to talk to him. That's probably the cons of not having your dad in your life.
Okay.
My dad got deported when I was like 5,
Okay.
really young, so I didn't see my dad. You know, really young.
Were you guys close when he got deported?
Not really.
No.
Not really. So I felt like my mum probably didn't want to rub me the wrong way by saying anything about the writing on the walls. This is just for safety, how I'll take it. But like even friends, I remember they'll come in again. It's such a different time. you know, the time that we're in now, we have the language and we can articulate ourselves and know how to say certain things. But at that time, no one was saying nothing. But I know the conversations was probably happening behind the scenes of like, because me and my friends talk about it now. I got a friend that was saying to me, just around the times when I got sectioned, he was saying, Shock, she was talking so fast in the car. But I didn't notice that. I thought I was in my zone. Do you know what I mean?
You thought you were spitting.
Yeah, I thought I was spitting.
spitting, yeah.
I thought I was spitting, but they see me every day, so they know the difference. And he just said that like not too long ago. He was like, yo, you know, during that time you got sectioned, we was in a car, you were saying you was talking so fast and saying all this stuff. But I was probably trying to articulate what I was learning from these books.
Yeah.
But it wasn't making sense to them. Even at a time, there's a story where we got shot at close range in my area. And just before that happened, I was reading a book called Frequency. And it was just talking about the frequencies that you attract to yourself. And while we was in the car, just before we got shot at, we was watching them, because my friend had the sliding DVD. Remember that in the
At the back of the seat.
Yeah. He was gassed. He had that. And we was watching Boys in the Hood. And I was like, I don't think we should be watching this. Like, we're in the hood already. We could pick a better movie. And they was like, you're starting again. All these books you're reading, you're starting. Okay. Then we got a phone call saying, you lot, be careful. There's 2 guys with masks on the estate and they've got guns on them. Why are they saying that to us? The 2 guys they're talking about is right in front of us.
Mad.
And we're like, I think we see who you're talking about. Can we come off the phone? We came off the phone. They walked. The car was tinted, luckily. My friend panicked and started the car. I think if he just kept still, they wouldn't have known. They couldn't see anyway. My friend started the car. Because he started the car, it got their attention. So they've turned over to see what car started, came to our car, tried to look through the tints, but it's tinted, and then they shot through. Shot through the side door. My friend reversed out, sped off, screaming that he's hit. I'm trying to look for blood. There's no blood. He drove all the way to his girlfriend's house, jumped out the car, and the bullet was on the seat. And then we realised that the car door was so thick that it slowed down the bullet. It did hit him, but it slowed it down so much. So he did get hit, but it just didn't
Penetrate
through.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you've been reading these books about frequency, watching Boys in the Hood at the same time, and then this happens.
And then
In your
this
head is
happened.
like,
So that
all of
validated
this
even
is
more,
evidence.
yeah.
Like this, of course, what I'm thinking makes
Plus
sense.
the trauma of getting shot at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
there's just so much going on during that period.
yeah.
Out of curiosity, see the first time when you went in, you're talking about section, people coming in, no one's really saying anything.
Yeah,
And you're probably thinking conversations happening outside the room.
yeah.
As you said, after like 4 days and you're starting to kind of recover and get better, how did you make sense of it that first time round?
Where I was, how did I make sense of where I was? I think after I started coming back to myself, I started observing the behaviour of the patients.
Yeah.
No disrespect, not to sound rude.
Yeah.
But it started making sense to me.
Yeah.
And one of my friends came to visit me as well, and he was like, what did he say? He gave me some advice which helped. He was like, don't get lost. I'll never forget him saying that to me, saying like, stay focused, don't get confused in the environment you're in. Because that can happen.
Yeah.
That is really crucial. Because they used to, every time I've been sectioned, they used to call me the boy that doesn't come out of his room. The nurses used to always joke, Ken, if you're always in your room. And they'll come into our room, they'll check, and I'm like, you're right? I'm like, thumbs up, I'm good. The reason why I didn't come out is because it's such a different world and you can get lost in it. You see the patient's behaviours, you see what's going on. Before you know it, you've just lost yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, in order for me to, it sounds crazy me saying this, but in order for me to stay sane, I have to keep myself to myself with my headphones and just keep myself to myself. And that's what I'll do. But like, I know I didn't realise I came back to myself, because before that realisation, I was out though. Do you know what I mean? Like talking to patients and out doing that. But then as soon as I came back to myself, I was like, yeah, and then I've withdrawn. Do you know what I mean? So that was the realisation. That happened like 4 days in.
Outside of like, as you said, as you're getting better and keeping yourself kind of separate in a sense, is there anything else that got you through
That
that
got
stage?
me through it.
Yeah.
So I've been sectioned a total of 4 times. I didn't really start getting back to myself until the 3rd time. It took 10 years. When you get sectioned, it's such a shell shock.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, especially when you're like a young black male that's like cool, like what I was doing. There was so much ego and pride involved.
Yeah.
I remember being in hospital saying to myself, like, I'm Shocka from Marvel, though. What am I doing here? Why am I with these patients? I was just with Drake, Rihanna. Can you imagine a lot of that was going on? And that affected me so much because that leads to the second time of my sectioning. I came off my medication.
Okay.
I had a doctor that came to my house because you get put on
Depot.
no, it's called
Community care order.
no, the intervention team. That
The early intervention.
early intervention team that
intervention.
come to your house like every week just to check on you. And there was a guy called Zach. He used to come to my house every week. And I remember him saying to me, he looked me in my face and he said, "Don't come off your medication. I know you want to. You're a young lad. You're thinking, I don't like taking this. Don't come off your medication." He said, "Trust me, don't come off it because you're not ready." And he said, if you do want to come off your medication, you have to come off it bit by bit.
Yeah.
If you're on 5 milligrams, you go to 4. See how you do on 4. Then make sure your doctor's all right with it. Make sure everyone around you seeing you're coping. Then you go to 3. I wasn't hearing all of that. Since she's talking to me, I was thinking, yeah, cool, but I'm coming off it. I came off it and I was cool for like a week. I didn't realize how much memories the medication suppresses. As soon as I came off it, maybe a week after that, I started having nightmares
Of things that have happened
of
before.
things that's happened. Because some of my experiences in hospital were so traumatic that it's like my mind blocked it out.
Okay.
Like it shut it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for the memory, but I can't find it. When you come off your medication, those windows get opened again. And if they don't flood into your consciousness when you're having your day-to-day experience, they'll come in your dreams. So I was having nightmares in my dreams. But then again, the pride again and ego, I still didn't. I was saying, do you know what? Since I'm off the medication already, let me just firm it. Do you know what I mean? Because of the pride of like wanting to, and I couldn't go to my mum and say, oh, let me come back on medication, because she's going to have a go at me for coming off it in the first place. Because I was lying to her. Because what my mum used to do to make sure I take my medication, how she would know, this was a sign she would know. I used to come down at 4 a.m. to take my medication. That indicates 2 things to my mum. Number 1, why are you taking it so late? And number 2, does that mean you're not sleeping?
Absolutely.
I wasn't sleeping.
Do you, so I'm just thinking about people watching like medication. Do you know kind of what medication you were on? Do you remember like the
I know I'm
name
on
of
now,
it?
but I don't know what I was on at the time.
Okay.
I don't think I was even keeping track of it. I wasn't even, you know what I mean? I just knew I was taking what I was meant to be taking, but I wasn't
paying attention?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the name of the medication.
And did anyone explain like what it's there for? Like, because again, part of it is ego pride. You don't want to be taking medication, understandably.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are just like, what's this going to do for me? As you know, no one's really
It
explained.
was explained, but it was more explained like a stabilizer
yeah.
to like balance things out and to help you sleep. That's what it was explained as. But like, I wasn't really hearing it. It took 3 sectionings before I really started understanding. Okay, cool. Because I'm a person, I like to course correct. So everything I did wrong, I like to reflect on it and see what I can change. So each sectioning, I would do that. So the first sectioning, that don't count because like that's the first experience. I don't. It's not me. That don't count. The second time I got sectioned, when I came out, I started looking back. Okay, what like you've had 2 breakdowns now. You've just come home. You've had 2 breakdowns. Then I realized I won't take my medication. But then I still felt like I don't need to take it. It was the 3rd sectioning. So basically, one of my friends signed a record deal to Island Records, Bob Marley's label, just to make it clear, to Island Records, and he got an advance. You know, when you get signed a record label, they give you a bunch of money. He got an advance and he called me and said, Shocks, I've just got my advance. Do you want to go to Magaluf?
Okay.
You know where we're going.
Yeah.
I was an idol during these times. Remember I said I was in a group called Marvel? When I got sectioned the second time, the group broke up. The house that we was in, I just missed a bit. After I got sectioned 2011, going to 2012, that first time, when I came home, we got a new manager. That new manager came with an investor. That investor moved us out of Tottenham and got us a house in Woodford for me and the 2 others, all 3 of us. So now we're living in Woodford. We're not in Tottenham anymore. And we're gassed. 3 young males. You know what was going on in the house. I don't need to say a word. Just use the imagination. We was having so much fun in the house. Gassed, having a good time. The investor said, we're going to pay your rent for a year. You've got a year to start earning income and get back on your feet. After that year's up, if you haven't put yourself in a position where you're earning income, you're going to have to come back to Tottenham.
Okay.
Because all I'm doing for you guys is a year. We was having so much fun in that year. 2 months to the year's up, we looked at each other and realised, oh shit,
You ain't done anything.
we ain't done anything. Anyway, you know what happens. The year's up, we have to go back to Tottenham. We're all coming back to ends. I'm now going back to that same room that I had the breakdown in, that had the writings on the wall. All that trauma's resurfacing. That's when I'm saying I'm coming off my medication. All of that stuff has started. I get sectioned the second time. The group breaks up. The girlfriend that I had at that time leaves me. She goes through something personal, which I don't want to get into. She goes through something personal. The managers leave. The manager and the investors, they leave. So from 2014, I'm just idle for the next 2 years. I'm not doing nothing with myself. It was a difficult 2 years. 2016, my friend signs his record deal and asks me if I want to come to Magaluf with him. Obviously, I jump at the opportunity because I'm not doing nothing. I tell my mum I'm going to Magaluf with my friend, sign his record deal, we're going to celebrate. My mum says, that's cool, but I want you to do one thing. What do you think she says? What was the one thing?
You need to work. No?
Make sure you take your
Oh, make sure you
medication.
medication.
She says, you're a big man. I can't stop you going anywhere. If you want to fly to America, you can go. If you're going to go to Magaluf, make sure you take your medication because you're in foreign lands. You can't. I remember foreign lands is actually her language because I don't speak like that. She said, you're in foreign lands and you can't just get in an Uber and come back home if anything happens. And I remember hearing it thinking, okay, so I put the medication in the bag so she can see it. I got out there and I knew it was a long holiday because when we landed, the friend that signed his record deal, him and the promoter was taking cocaine in the back of the Uber when we landed. And I knew, yeah, this is I've gone with the wrong person. The person I went with had no idea about how to handle someone that's got any form of mental health issues or anything like that. I went with the complete wrong person. So we went partying that night, did the show. He had a show out there too, by the way, so it wasn't just celebration. He actually had a booking out there. I was getting past so many drinks. I don't even know what I was drinking at one point. So many drinks is coming across. I went with a complete rock star. There was 3 of us. The guy that signed the record deal, me and his friend. So much drinks was getting passed. I remember I got back to the hotel and this is where the schizophrenia signs start coming in. I got back to the hotel and I started feeling away. Don't forget, I've been sectioned 2 times now prior to that. So I know the feeling. There's a certain feeling, I don't know if you speak to someone that's been sectioned, just before that tipping point, there's a feeling you get. I can't explain it to you guys, but there's a feeling you get where you know, like, I'm about to have an episode. So that feeling came. And I remember a thought in my head, just for a second, was like, take your medication. But I didn't.
Okay.
That's what I didn't. But a thought came to my head though. Your medication, where is it? But I didn't take it. I thought, do you know what? Let me try and fight. You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't you? What was the hesitation?
Because I had so much, and I don't think it's just me. This is why I'm so adamant to push for people to take medication now. I think in our community, there's actually a stigma against medication.
100%.
There is. Because like whenever I spoke to my friends about medication, they all said the same thing, that like it's trying to dumb you down. And if you take it, you'll never be the same. You'll be a zombie. All these, and those kind of messages has been going on for years. It still goes on now.
And the thing is, it like actually comes from somewhere, as in historically, those have been the cases, those things have happened. And we also do know that our community is more likely to be medicated at like the highest degree than others. You were talking about having an injection. That's like one of the most instant and quite intense medical experience or interventions that you can have. And that happens way more to our community. So I get that narrative,
I do get where it comes
but
from too.
at the same time, it's like, actually, like you said,
it
it can help and it can prevent.
exactly.
And it's not dumbing you down. It's like, how do we quieten your brain enough so you can function? essentially.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But off the back of that as well, medications as well do have a lot of side effects.
Yeah.
And you're talking about titration, so the moving of the doses. So I think people are also put off by that sort of sluggish feeling.
That's what everyone said. That
feeling
was the main thing
slow.
everyone pointed out.
But-
is the zombified feeling.
Yeah.
And I was like that. I'm not gonna lie. When I was on a heavy dosage, I remember crying to my mum saying that, is this what my life's gonna be like?
Yeah.
Am I always gonna be like this? So I think and we only see the side effects in society.
Yeah.
We never see the people that's functioning on the medication that don't get highlighted. I think if that did get highlighted, then we can combat it a bit easier. But people only see
The side effects.
the side effects. So I'm in the hotel, and this is where the schizophrenia thing comes from.
Okay.
I'm in the hotel, and I can hear my friends that, remember I told you I went to 3 people. I can hear my friends that I left in the UK having a conversation over my balcony. And I was like, when did you, and it sounded vivid. And I was like, when did you lot get here? So I was like, let me go downstairs and like, you know, say hello to you guys and bring you back up. So we can, you know, we party together. I went downstairs and you know what I'm going to say.
No one's there.
No one was there. And can you imagine that? I panicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just, that alone could tip anyone to the edge. Because you start thinking like, so what did I hear? And like, but that, I didn't even sleep that night. I didn't sleep. I remember I shared the guy that signed the record deal, he had a room to himself and I was sharing with his friend. That even made me even more unsafe because I don't know him like that. So while you're in that kind of state, you've got someone, in my mind, I'm thinking he can jump up at any moment. I don't know, I was just thinking all sorts of thoughts. So was only there for 3 days too. So that was like day 1. Day 2, I stayed in the hotel all by myself. I was scared to come outside because I was so paranoid. Again, none of them really checked on me like that. They're just doing their own thing, having their own, doing their own thing. That's why I said I was with the wrong 2 people.
Yeah.
If I was with like my DJ that I just went Turkey with, that's my DJ. He goes to all my mental health talks. He knows everything. He even asked me in the airport, have you got your medication with you? That's what you want to hear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these 2 that I went with, it wasn't that. Anyway, eventually they come to check on me, said you should come out with us. I come out with them. I'm on the strip. I'm seeing people in 2s and 3s. It's like blurry. Then again, this is where it's my fault for having pride again. I go to a club with them and the woman says to my 2 friends, your friend he's not talking. He's just sitting by himself. Does he want a drink? They asked me if I want a drink and I said yes.
Oh, gosh.
Because I didn't want to look like,
Yeah.
you know, the one that's spoiling the whole. Again, that's what happens when you're with the wrong friends. That's how I see how people get led down the wrong road. It's not necessarily their fault sometimes, but it's just they're not strong enough to say what's really in their heart and what they really want to do. So you just try to please your friends instead. And then that happened. I still to this day don't know how I kept my composure on the plane. Because while I was on the plane, it's like I could hear all the people's passengers' thoughts. Such a scary plane ride. And then as soon as I got home, I kept because my biggest fear, I've always had this fear. My biggest fear is having a breakdown in public.
Right.
And I think that comes from our culture. Because I know how there's a guy called Infector. He went viral a while ago. You might have saw it he had a breakdown on the train. I don't know if you saw that guy that was like singing uncontrollably to himself on the train.
No, I didn't
So I
see
met him. We've done a lot of mental health work together. He's like a very big mental health advocate. And when I saw his situation, just stuff like that, and me being bigger than him in status, it'll be everywhere. Oh my God, Shocka from Martha. So I've always had that fear. So I think that helped me in a way to like keep my composure. But it's like I always exhale when I get home.
Okay.
Because that's like the safe space.
This exhale thing, sorry. Because as you've been talking, I've just been hearing stress, like loads of
That was
pockets
the
of
trigger.
stress. But just starting from early though, like even when you were talking about, I know, you know, your dad, you're 5 years old, that's a point of stress.
Yeah.
You know, going into the world and then having confidence and realizing this is not how the world works.
Yeah.
Stress. Going to boarding school.
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm just hearing pockets of stress and you trying to keep it together and finding places to exhale. And it was only in your house that you could do that.
Yeah.
That's a
because
scary
if you
thing.
look at the pattern, that's a good point you pointed that out. Even though I knew this, but you just made it even clearer. If you look at the pattern of each sectioning, it's every time I get back home. It's like I have to make it home.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I came home from my friend's house, And then I got in, and that's when I had the breakdown. The second time was the same thing. I came out from somewhere, then I got in, then I had the breakdown. The third time, got back from Magaluf, finally got in, then I text my mum and said, I'm not in a good place. My mum responded to that message so quick. It's like she was waiting for me. She knew. She knew this boy is not making it out there. So she came home immediately, and I got taken to hospital, and that's how I got sectioned the third time. But then things changed. Things got really positive after that. The doctor said to me before he discharged me, he said, you're 27. I was 27 at the time. He said, you're 27. You've been sectioned 3 times. You need to figure something out. They're telling me this, this is the NHS. He said, we're going to work alongside you, but you need to figure something out because you don't want to be coming in and out of hospital for the rest of your life. When he said that line, and I realised the age I was, and God willing, how long I've got to live, and I transported myself to like 50 and I was like, no, I got to figure something out. And that's when I kind of took it into my own hands. Before then, I wasn't even trying to even get answers to even help myself. I was just going on with what it was.
That sounds like the first time someone actually sat you down and was like, this is going on.
That was the first time.
Because again, as you've been speaking, it seems like throughout going in and out of hospital, being around friends and family, this wasn't discussed. This is an issue. What can we do to help you? Or this is happening, or you're really unwell. These conversations weren't happening in your entire story. It sounds like the first time someone sat down and was like, listen, this is what's happening. We need to do something.
And it's also timing as well, because I think if that conversation was being had the first or 2 times, I don't think I would have took it serious. It's because it was the third time. So I was like, no, wait a minute now. Because 3's a lot. I think they say 3's a crowd. We can have a mini party in here. 3's a crowd. So 3 times I was like, nah, something's going to happen here. And that's when I really started. I'm not a reader, I'm a visual learner. But I started actively trying to read. So I remember this girl, Ashley, big up Ashley, I always big her up. She had a book on her. Do you remember when WhatsApp status just came? And I used to refuse to watch it because I felt like there was copying Instagram. So I was like, I'm not watching this. Is like, why is they bringing WhatsApp status? But then I was like, all right, cool, let me just look at it. And I looked at it, and she had this book called You Can Heal Your Life from a woman called Louise Hay. I don't know, she's like a white elderly woman. She's passed on now, but she's not big in our culture. But that just shows you that I was trying to do something different. I was stepping outside of, do you know what I mean, white authors. I wasn't even thinking about race. So I asked her, is that a good book? And she said, yes. And I bought the book. And when I bought it, I remember thinking, I want to get into this book. But as I said, I'm not really a reader. So I went on YouTube and typed her name. And all her teachings came up visually. Because she used to do classes for, I think AIDS was big in her time. And she used to try to install self-love back into, because she felt like self-love is a form of healing. Hence why I made the song Self-Love I Got Signed For. You're seeing how it ties in. So she was talking about self-love not being going to a hairdresser to get your hair done or to get your nails did or massages. Because that's what everyone typically thinks self-love is. She said self-love is actually your internal dialogue, the conversation you're having in your head. She said if you can get that conversation right, you can make it friendlier, the whole world will open up for you. And I was like, she's so right. Because when I was thinking about the conversations I was having, can you imagine the kind of conversations I've been having? I don't think no one, I'm not going to say this because it's too broad. I was going to say no one hasn't been more hard on themselves than me. But I actually understand what it's like to be really, really hard on yourself. Or to say, just have wild conversations in your mind. And when she said that, I was like, she's right. And she gave certain steps how you can start changing that conversation by forgiving yourself for certain things. And I won't even, no one ever broke it down to me like that. So after I started applying these certain steps, things started to open up a bit. And I remember I missed something. One of the first things I did is when I came out of hospital, I remember I tried to look for someone that's black that's been sectioned before. I went on Google and I typed young black male that's been sectioned before. And I couldn't find anyone. I only found one guy who was David Harewood from Birmingham, the actor.
I'm from Birmingham.
Are you from Birmingham?
Yeah.
David Harewood.
He
got sectioned and he had a book. Someone gave me his book. And his section was serious as well. He thought he was Martin Luther King. And he was running down the street naked. And that was the first time I ever heard someone open up like that about that. You know, normally people shy away from stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I appreciated it so much. The only thing I couldn't appreciate is that I couldn't see myself in him because he's older.
Okay.
I wanted someone that was like younger that I can relate to. Then someone brought Kendrick Lamar to me. That was just when Kendrick Lamar came out of Good Kid, Mad City. And that changed my life. Because I saw myself in him. Like, I was from Tottenham, he's from Compton. Do you know what I mean? Like, I saw myself in him. Like, he's from like a crazy area, I'm from a crazy area, but I'm a good kid though. Like, I didn't sell drugs. And he was like, and I watched one of his interviews and he was talking about why he doesn't smoke, because someone put cocaine in his weed and he took it and he started foaming at the mouth and he nearly died. And I remember that was just at the time where I was considering if I'm going to speak about my mental health issues in music. Because remember, I was in a group called Marvel. I'm now coming back into music. I was like, what am I going to talk about? Can I talk about schizophrenia and stuff in the grime scene? Would it be acceptable? And I heard Kendrick Lamar talking about foaming at the mouth of the cocaine. And I was like, for him to talk about that, coming from the same area that I come from, and they accepted him and they respect him for being so honest, that's what inspired me. And then from that point on, I just started sharing my experiences. And it just... we're here. It just led me on a journey.
So think about that, like vulnerability, that is almost like the exhale that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, because when I think about things like psychosis, I always think about it in a way of like, how is stress expressing itself or trauma expressing itself? Is it like when I've worked with people and maybe they're telling me about like the voices that they've heard, the hallucinations, the delusions, whatever, it makes sense. Yeah. Even though on the surface it's like, you know, someone might be like, what are you talking about? You're talking a bit faster. But when you hear their story, oh, that's how stress is manifested in your life. And now you've created this story in your head and it's coming out. So again, it's like that is almost an exhale, but in a way that's not helpful. Whereas your vulnerability, the music, is a different type of exhale. It's healthier for you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It reminds me of the stress bucket analogy. Like, so there's the idea that there's a bucket and it fills up with water and it's got a tap at the side of it. If you think about rain, when it falls, it'll fill the bucket. Rain is life. It's the things that we have that happen to us. Our good experiences, our bad experiences, our trauma, everything that's difficult fills this bucket up. When it comes out in a controlled way, if there's a tap at the side, it comes out the side of the tap. When the bucket overflows, it's a mess. It's everywhere. That's what you're describing. That almost uncontrolled. It hasn't been able to come out in a controlled way, in a controlled manner.
And you can imagine, like, it's almost like I had to bump my head for those 4 times. There was no way around it when I think about it, because I was starting with no information. I knew nothing about anything. Even schizophrenia. I always joke that I still don't know how to spell it. To this day, after the SCH, I always joke about that. So it's like, just not knowing, and don't forget, I'm Nigerian. So in terms of schizophrenia, I had a whole different perspective on it. Don't forget, there's an African perspective of looking at schizophrenia. They look at it spiritually, or he could be demonically possessed, and that's the only perspective we ever get shown in the Black community. So that stops a lot of people from sharing their story. There's a lot of people that's got incredible, amazing stories that they can share. But because of that perspective on things, it might not get received well. So they keep themselves to themselves. So I had to go through that for a long time. It's only when I started reaching into like the 2016s where social media's becoming popular and more people are sharing their stories, it gave me the freedom to be like, okay, cool, maybe the time is set right. But then it also made me feel sad for like the generations before
It didn't hurt that.
didn't get a chance to share their stories and they just died in shame.
How did your mum make sense of like your difficulties? Did she use sort of that religious lens, or was she quite understand?
My mum did well. My mum did well. I got so much love for how my mum handled things. My mum was like you know how we make jokes, how we've got the British African auntie. You know the ones that's like came from Nigeria and threw all the traditions away and turned into like a UK auntie, you know what I'm talking about? They'll wear a tracksuit or like so like my mum was like that. She was proper cool, like she was proper cool. It was more, but even though I said my mum was proper cool, she still had some of the perception she was fighting against, because like when I came out of hospital that 3rd time, I remember my mum saying, just pretend like nothing has happened. don't say nothing to nobody and just live your life. So she didn't want me to speak about it. That was a big fight we used to always fight about. Because after that third time, the news kind of spread it even more. And I started getting like BBC documentaries that wanted to do documentaries and stuff like that. And my mum was like, nah, we're not. We're not doing that. But I still did it anyway. And I remember someone called my mum and said, turn on to BBC Two or something. Your son's on. Talking about mental health. And I remember my mum was trying to tell me to take it off the telly. And I was like, how am I going to take it? What are you talking about? Or my mum would type my name on YouTube sometimes and see certain interviews and be like, oh, can you get them to take that off YouTube? I'm like, it's like telling her to take this off. I'm like, oh, it's their content. Like, it's not. So we went back and forth with that a lot. My auntie said to me recently, not too long ago, she was like, she would have loved to see my mum's reaction to like where you've taken it to now and what you're doing now.
I think it's so.
My mum didn't. We know my mum passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she passed. That's why I got sectioned the fourth time.
Right.
So basically, after that 2016, that third time, when they said I got to figure something out, I did. I kind of got a grip on things. And I was cool for 6 years.
Right.
That was a lot. That's a long. Remember, I was getting sectioned every 2 years. For 2012, then 2014, then 2016. From 2016 to 2022, I was doing fine. I was just cruising. I did sold out shows. I did all these. I did all these incredible things. And then 2020, just before lockdown, my mum came home. She just burst into tears when she saw me. She said she's just come out from the doctors. They said she's got cancer and she's got 1 year to live.
Wow.
And I was like, because I remember, and I remember having 2 weeks before she said that, I remember having a thought saying, oh, wow, it's been 4 years since I've been sectioned. I wonder what could, not what could, do you know what I mean? But you're having a thought of like, am I over that hump? Like, I wonder what could, and then my mom came home and hit me with that. She's got a year to live. And I remember I didn't believe it until like I saw my next door neighbours coming to the house. You know, neighbours that they don't. If they come, it's just to ask for like tea or something. But when they started coming into the house, my aunties and uncles started coming into the house. My dad, that I said got deported, he's calling now from wherever he was. You know, the news travels, and now me and my dad are on the phone now. After all these years, we're on the phone regularly. And then my mum tells me, we need to get a ticket to Nigeria because she has to see my grandma and her mum to say goodbyes. And don't forget, I haven't been back to Nigeria since I was 15. Boarding school, and I always had a perception of how I was going to go back. For all the beatings they gave me and what they did, I always told myself when I come back, I'm stunning.
Okay.
And then so that happened. I wasn't prepared to go back to Nigeria, but we had to go. So that was 2020. 2020, she got the diagnosis. 2021, we went to Nigeria. 2022, 2nd of February, she passed away. Then I had a sold out show that same month. Again, this is where stress comes into what you're saying. Now look at all the stress that's accumulated now. And don't think about how stressful that period was as well. You know, cancer, you watch them deteriorate. That's the saddest part. Is that like, I remember I used to say to all the man them, my mum's cancer is not going to hit me until I see her physically change. Because you know, for a while, they're just the same. So you don't even think they've got anything wrong. When my mum went to, because my mum built a big house in Nigeria. She really worked so hard to build this house. And I remember saying to my mum, you have to sleep in that house before anything happens. Because I'll be so upset that you worked this hard, you didn't get to sleep in that house. So we all pushed her to go to Nigeria to spend time in the house. And she did. She got to sleep in that house. Obviously, I know her mind wasn't at rest while she was there because she was probably thinking like, I'm here, but I'm not. Enjoy, do you know what I mean? But she got to sleep in the house. But while she was there, we had a phone call and she said to me, if you see what I'm looking like, you won't believe it. And I remember thinking, then she sent me a picture. After I hanged up the phone, she sent a picture to WhatsApp and I saw her. It was like a group of aunties and it's like a group photo. And I saw her and she was looking so skinny. But I remember just thinking, I tried to block it out. But when she got back and I saw her, that's when it hit me. I was like, I've never seen her like that. And then when she got back, then like 2 weeks after, she had to go hospital. And she stayed in hospital for a long time. Then the next time I saw her again, she was on a wheelchair. She couldn't walk now. I've never seen, my mom she came up from Nigeria, she was skinny, but she was walking. Then she went into hospital, she came out and she's in a wheelchair. We came to get her in a wheelchair, she can't walk. My whole life I've seen this woman walking. my mum can't walk. And then seeing all of that, and then in the later stages, just before she passed, she couldn't talk. So her eyes was open, but she's not speaking. So just seeing all of that, like, it was just only just me and my auntie that was there during that whole period.
Wow.
And then obviously then she passed on the 2nd of February. Then I had a headline show at the end of that month that was already scheduled, sold out. And I did that show. I still don't know how I did that show, but I did that show. And then I had my mum's funeral a couple of days after. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
And I remember I nearly had the breakdown at the funeral because I remember everyone was at my house, you know, just before you go to the funeral. And I've never seen my house like that. And that's traumatic. You know, normally you see a house of 1 or 2 people. Or 3 or 4. My house was packed and the door was open and people are coming. And I remember it. I was in the corridor like, don't break, Shocks.
Yeah.
Did the funeral again, the exhale.
Yeah.
Did the funeral. And then this was another thing that was traumatic for me is that my auntie didn't want, remember I said it was just me and my auntie? When my mum passed, she didn't want me to stay at that house. I'm so happy she made that decision because I definitely I wouldn't be here. If I stayed in the house that my mum passed, like I wouldn't be here. So my auntie said, come and stay with us for a year. That's what saved my life. That whole year allowed me to like regulate my nervous, do you know what I mean? And just get back to myself. But even then, I remember the first 2 months of being in my auntie's house, I used to wake up at 2 a.m. I didn't know where I was. Because don't forget, I'm so used to being in my house. I'll wake up 2 a.m, not know where I am. And then I have to remember why I'm in the room. That my mum's passed. It's like it just hits you.
Yeah.
Because I'll wake up in the room and I'm like, why am I here again?
Floods.
And then it floods. Oh, you're here because like your mum passed and all of that. And like, and then, I don't know what happened. I was on a train one day. Again, this is the same theme though. But this time the safety wasn't getting to my house. It was getting to my auntie's house this time. So I was on the train one day and I felt that feeling. Remember that feeling I was telling you about? And don't forget, I haven't felt that in 6 years. 6 years I've been just cruising. And I felt that feeling. You can imagine how scared I was because it's been 6 years. And I was like, nah, no way. And I was like, let me get to my auntie's house. And even that was strange for me because normally I'm used to getting to my house. So now I had to get to my auntie's house. I got to my auntie's house, and as soon as my auntie saw me, because don't forget, my auntie's been there for all the other breakdowns, you know. Because she came to see me when I was in hospital. When I was having a breakdown at my house, the second time my mum called my auntie, who's assistant, to come to the house. So she's seen everything. And my auntie's a nurse. She works at the NHS. So as soon as I came into the house, she kind of knew. And I remember she says this to me all the time. She was like, I really didn't want to section you that last time. She tried everything.
Yeah.
She asked me all these questions, like, just tried everything. But I kind of needed it. It's like I needed it. And then she just took me and I got sectioned that 4th time. And that was in 2022. That was 4 years ago. And
how would you describe that feeling for people that haven't experienced it? Because, you know, the only thing I can semi think of, right?
Yeah.
When you were talking about the time when you heard your friends talking at the balcony, you know, sometimes we might hear someone say our name and we're like, oh, what's that? But we automatically know nothing was said. But there's that sudden rush and like anxiety.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of that relates to it.
That's
'cause I
what the
haven't
feeling is
experienced.
like. The feeling is like, you know, you get goosebumps. And you know, like, that shivers, like, you know the goosebumps when you get it. It's like I can't. No, do you know? It's a better feeling. You know you're about to vomit.
That only happened to me the other day.
Yeah, you know you're about to vomit, and it's like it's not that feeling.
Your stomach
But
turns?
when you know, just before you vomit, there's I can't. You can't explain that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do
It's like
actually.
this sick kind of. I can't explain it. But you're like, oh my god, I'm about to vomit in 2 seconds, and then before you know it, you're like vomiting. So it's that kind of feeling. It's
Okay.
like your mind kind of sends a signal to you that tells you like
Something's happening.
an episode is en route, and like I don't know what you're gonna have to do, but I'm coming. I'm just giving you the signal that like you've reached tipping point now. We're here, and this is where we are.
Is there something
And I've
similar?
had that. This is how I know I've come so far because I've had that after this section as well a couple times, but I've managed to pull myself back, and this is where my self-talk did it.
Okay.
Because you know, normally when that rush happens, what happens is that you spiral in your mind so deep that by the time you want to pull yourself back out, you're in hospital. But like, because I've been sectioned multiple times and I've kind of been aware of that feeling, it's like I kind of know how, not know, but I can counteract it in a way, if you know what I mean. It's like, just before you're about to vomit, let's run to the toilet. You know what I mean? If you're a toddler and you haven't vomited before, you're just going to do it in yourself. But then when your mum tells you, whenever that happens, go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And you go to the toilet and you stop it the first time, it gives you a confidence subconsciously. It's like you think, oh, wait, I just pulled myself out of that. So it's because, don't forget, prior to that, I never thought it's possible to even pull yourself out of a spiral.
I've heard that before. People talking themselves out of a spiral. Like I've actually heard a few people talk about how they literally sit there with themselves, say, "Oh, you're feeling wobbly.
Yeah,
it's just that thing again.
Yeah.
It's all right. Don't panic." And it's when they panic and they start to panic, it's when they start to spiral. So they'll do whatever they need to do, even if it's like a distraction, but if they're aware of it, they can control it. When you're not aware of it, it's the spiral.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's being aware of it, and obviously it had to take me multiple sections. There's no way I could have been aware of it. I didn't even know what it was, the first sectional section. It had to take multiple sections for me to start being aware of, oh wait, hold on, this is what's going on here.
Yeah. Did you have to do that alone? Because I'm thinking from my job, right?
Yeah,
I've worked in early intervention.
I had to do
before.
it alone.
I would map it out with someone. I'd be like, this happened and then this happened, and I'd put it on a piece of paper for them.
Yeah.
So then when we're done, if that happens again, they can be like, okay, it's that thing, and we've mapped it out.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's someone that's had me to help them through it. You figured out that map on your own. Really?
Yeah.
That's a lonely thing to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's almost out of no choice.
Yeah, of course.
Not because I wanted to map it out on my own. It's like, you better map it out. Because someone might not be there. Do you know what I mean? It's almost out of no choice. The whole thing has been out of no choice.
Where's the help been throughout these different sections? Because I know before Dr. Amarni spoke about, for example, her experience, kind of understanding people's stories, and even now it's so powerful because now you're sharing your story. But I'm curious because sometimes people don't have the time, or they're not curious enough to know your story to even help you, to understand what's happening for you. Has anyone actually, along that journey, taken time to understand your story, would you say?
Oh, that's a good question. Not really,
Why?
I don't think they knew how to. I don't think they knew how to. This conversation we're having now and how we're tackling it in our generation is a very new thing. It's a very new thing. Even responding to vulnerability, I speak about it all the time. Yeah. Everyone always talks about vulnerability this, but we don't even know how to respond to it. I've been in situations where my friends have been extremely vulnerable and I'm just stuck. I'm like a deer in a headlight. I can't believe what you just shared with me. And I don't know the right words, or even if there is the right words. Am I meant to just stay silent and just let that vulnerability breathe? Or do I respond? We're not taught these things. And we should be, because it's important. Because vulnerable moments are going to happen. So it's like we don't even know how to respond to it.
Yeah.
Well, even in a professional capacity, again, there's been a lot of themes around loneliness and almost, I don't want to call it neglect, but maybe people not explaining things to you the way they should have. Was support ever offered to you outside of just medication or being sectioned in professional capacity?
I got offered therapy. Which is the standard tradition. I got offered therapy, but I wasn't ready. Okay. I wasn't ready at all. And plus my music was already serving that side for me already. I think if I never had music, I would have had to do therapy.
Yeah.
There was no escaping it. I would have had to. Because I didn't have no one around me to talk to. My friends didn't understand it. My aunties and parents are just kind of getting to grips with it. A therapist would have been the only person. Because I had music, because if you listen to my music, especially the music I was making a couple of years ago, like my album's called Vulnerability is the New Cool. And that album is extremely vulnerable. I actually tried to use it as a... Lauryn Hill said something. She said she's like a crazy scientist because she tests out her music on herself first. And if it works on herself, then she knows it'll work on other people. And that's what I tried to do with Vulnerability is the New Cool. I said, I'm going to open up on this album. And if it heals me, I know it's going to work for other people. And it did. There was certain stuff on that album that I said that I've never said in conversation. that I managed to get out in that album, and just hearing it back. There's actually something healing about hearing your innermost darkest thoughts out loud without being
Absolutely.
judged for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's something healing about it.
Yeah.
Because you can now pick the thought apart and be like, that's not that big as it felt like in my head. But I'm listening back to this song.
So interesting hearing you talk about this, because you have facilitated your own therapeutic process. So like in therapy, we call that externalization. That is an actual valid thing a therapist would talk you through. You've done that yourself.
Yeah.
You've literally done that yourself. There's something so powerful in that.
Yeah.
You've been able to have that outlet. And then from the analogy I was talking about with the tap,
Yeah.
everything's just coming out. That externalization is like a purging yourself of all the stress, all the trauma, all the difficulties coming out in a controlled and healthy and helpful way.
And the shame, like so much shame. You know, when you're talking about like,
There
oh,
was so much shame.
the voice in your head it's shame trapped in you and
Yeah.
trapped in your body.
Yeah.
And like vulnerability is being able to release yourself of
Yes.
shame
Yes.
and giving it out to the world.
Yes.
And I think sometimes when people freeze, it's because they're then confronted with their own
Yes.
shame.
Exactly.
It brings up something in
Yes, exactly.
But sometimes it's like, how do we as humans just sit in the shame, sit in the discomfort and sometimes there's no words need to be said.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
there's a feeling of like, okay, I'm here because I can
Yes.
also sit in this with you.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a
And
beautiful
someone
thing.
was breaking down the word vulnerability and it stuck with me. He said vulnera in Latin is actually the word wound. So vulnerability is the ability to go into your wounds. And that's why people don't like vulnerability, because no one wants to go into the wound.
No.
And that's what I've been forced to do. I've had to look into the wounds every single time. And every time I've gone into it, I've come out stronger. Because it's like, you can't not come out stronger. When you go into your own wounds and look into your own pain, it's like a mirror, like you're looking into it. It's like you're only going to come out stronger. And I've had to do that every single time. But music has helped. I'm not going to lie, music played a major part. I got to get stuff out of myself that I would have never been able to say, that I've never even said in conversation. It's only my friends that bring it up. My friends listen to my music if they want to know what's going on. They'll be like, oh, you never spoke about that. I didn't know you felt about her like that. And then we can start the conversation, because I've already opened the floor. Do you know what I mean? Then they can ask me the questions they want to ask. But the music is like the catalyst for that conversation.
And is your music right now still vulnerable? I know you dropped off
It's
every
fun
week.
now. It's fun.
Fun.
So
Okay.
I passed that. I saw something on Instagram the other day. It said the final stage of spirituality is going back to being materialistic. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense.
Going back to being materialistic.
Yeah.
I've not heard that
So
before.
you start off shedding materialistic and shedding the ego and shedding all the, clothes and all the material stuff, and you become a caveman. And then the final step is actually coming back to it, but with awareness that like this stuff don't control me.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I can, I can wear this stuff, I can go on holiday,
Have
but like
joy.
I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it left, I'm fine, and if it's here, I'm fine. So now you can really enjoy it for what it is. And I feel like I'm at the final stage. I've been having fun. Like if you listen to the Vulnerabilities, the new Cool album, then you listen to these Shocka Sundays I've been doing, you'll think it's a whole different person. Like what I'm talking about, and it's just fun.
Yeah, it's like a process of detachment, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for.
detaching
It's like
from everything.
I've detached so I can like really enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's something very people say that like joy and happiness is a very radical thing, like it's a
Yeah.
political thing, because again, we've been speaking about like your points of stress, but it's not just your stress as like a person, like it's just like the wider stress where you spoke about growing up in like North London. The things that are happening in that environment aren't individually like your fault. There's things happening around us that are mad and taken away from our like joy and happiness. So to be able to exist in that, get through that, and then feel that again is almost like kind of an FU to the system.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. Definitely. Yeah. That's where we're at.
Wow.
Well, no, I think it was. Thank you for sharing your
What story?
story.
I
appreciate
No,
your
story.
honestly, thank you for sharing your story.
Powerful.
Very like your whole journey, where you're at now, your recovery. I feel like there's even more we could have dug into, but
So
we
much
could have
more.
like,
Like,
how long has that been?
Yeah, we need to do part 2. Might have to do a part.
You got so many people saying what a great story as well. Thank you for sharing.
I forgot people
Thank
were
you.
live.
Yeah.
People are
Oh, my
listening. You were flowing. You were
There's
spitting.
24 comments.
state.
We've missed.
Oh, yeah, we've been
Flow
missing
state.
it.
I could have stopped that. That was flow state.
No, you were flowing.
That's
man.
crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that. I was in my zone. That was a good conversation. Again, this is what I'm saying. This is another form of therapy. This is another. Someone has always, you always see them comments that says, take away their microphones. They shouldn't be licensed to have
Yeah.
podcasts. But no, like podcast is a form of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Wherever you're talking about, even allowing the man them to talk about football. There's football podcasts, or like there's some ridiculous podcasts. But even that, it's kind of ushering us into being able to speak out loud, because there's certain people that's on podcasts that people look at them and be like, he never used to speak.
Yeah.
I know him, but do you know what I mean? The podcast has allowed him to like want to share his thoughts, and now his family members can peep in and get to see what their nephew thinks about things and stuff. So like, I think podcast is a beautiful thing that allows people to speak. If you guys was around when I got section the first time, can you imagine? That would have been,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have come on the show because I don't think I would have been ready.
Yeah.
But I would have been a listener,
Yeah.
just hearing people's stories, and like, then I would have got the courage, because that's what I was doing for the first couple of years. Remember, I started listening to Kendrick Lamar's album. There was other preachers I was listening to. I was just listening to everyone and just building up the courage of like, how am I gonna say my piece when it's time?
Yeah.
And then so they were like my online mentors.
We've had this debate a few times about therapeutic versus therapy, and like what medicine or what psychology tells you therapy should look like versus whether therapeutic activities can actually be healing. When people hear stories like that, we know that minoritized Black people don't have the same access to therapy or
Yes.
medicine. So knowing actually I can find healing in listening to this,
Yes.
doing this, writing music,
Yep.
read, whatever the case is, listening to a podcast.
Yes.
This is actually why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, so people can actually know that you can find healing in so many different things. Like, it doesn't have to look like one thing at all.
No,
And like,
absolutely.
you've illustrated that
Totally
so well.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree. No, thank you guys.
No, I'll pick
I
you up.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. Thank you. With that in mind, should we get into our second section of debrief?
Yes. Oh, I forgot there's a second.
There's more. There's more. Okay, guys. This is the debrief part of our show when we react to a video. What we got this week, Brent? Tikas?
I can't hear anything.
No, there's no
Same.
noise, hun.
Can't hear nothing.
I can just see him pointing.
See those flags and you realize you can't deal with it, don't deal with it.
Yeah, now we can hear something.
Okay, yeah, I might have to.
Rather fix her trauma or walk away.
Walk away.
I've been in this situation.
I've been here before.
Yes.
Walk away,
Yeah.
bro.
Would you rather fix her trauma or walk away?
Walk away.
I've been in this situation.
I've been here before.
Yes.
Walk away,
Yeah.
bro.
You can't fix a girl's
if
trauma.
let me just
Only
zero
she
in.
can fix her trauma.
100. I'm gonna talk to the camera.
Talk to the camera. Look at them.
talking
Talk to them. Talk the things, man. Took the
I'm talking
glasses
to the
off.
camera, yeah? Listen, once you see those flags and you realize you can't deal with it, don't deal with it.
Deal with it like a
Let
linesman.
her
It's
go,
offside.
bro. If you love her,
it
let her go, bruv. Trust me. Glasses back on.
Would you rather fix her trauma
Okay.
or walk away?
Strokes. I feel like that's that classic. It's a classic debate, no? It's like kind of like, can you fix someone in a relationship? Do you need to be healed before you're in a relationship? Like how much? Like all of those things are things that people are always chatting about. Always chatting about. Natia, what are your thoughts?
I saw a quote the other day. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm gonna absolutely butcher it. And I cannot remember it verbatim, but it was along the lines of, and it was one of the old school psychologists. Like, I can't remember if it was Skinner. Like, it was one of the classic old schools, and it was something along the lines of, if we want to truly find healing, that can only take place relationally. You will never know how to heal or how to practice healing or how to express or learn healing if it's not in the context of a relationship. If you're an island, you're never going to know that you're healed because you don't know how you interact with people relationally. So that can only take place in the
a
context of
relationship.
In a relationship.
whatever the relationship, whether it's romantic.
Yeah.
Healing can only ever really take place in the context of a relationship.
100.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
And that's essentially it. Yeah.
But they're saying,
Be
But that's
careful.
not what
careful.
they're,
Yeah,
they're
that's
saying-
not exactly what I think they're saying.
yeah,
They're saying, can you take
Can you
away her
take-
trauma?
can you fix her
Can
to
you
the
fix her
point?
trauma? And I got a lot to say in that. Can I just go off?
Go off,
off.
say your piece.
In terms of can you fix her trauma? Because I get this question posed to me, but in different contexts. So maybe not her, but people will message me saying, "Can you help my brother? He's in a mental health hospital. Can you help him?" And I always say it has to be a 50-50 partnership. It has to be. If he doesn't want the healing, the help,
Then it's
nothing you do is going to work. You're talking to a brick wall. Because I'm a living proof. I genuinely wanted the help. I think that's why the Bible says, "Seek for the truth, and you'll find it." That means God wanted you to actually seek to prove that you really want the information, and then you taking that step to seek. It's like, oh, you do just taking that step. You deserve to find it, and you'll find what you're looking for. But you can't just. You have to seek first. So it's like me when I said I was looking on people's WhatsApp. I mean, the girl's WhatsApp, and I bought the book. She didn't buy it for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I think you can probably fix the trauma, but she has to be in on it too. If she's not in on it, you're wasting your time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
agreed.
And my last point is that also, at a certain age, this sounds sad because it's like I'm writing them off, but sometimes at a certain age they become unfixable because they're so set in their ways.
what would be the cutoff? How would you know someone's unfixable?
My parents, my
Okay.
mum's age, that generation,
You think they're finished, written right
done.
off?
they're gone.
Done.
They're gone. Do you know why I say that? Because have you watched The Matrix?
No,
Like the
the
old
first
school,
one?
like Neo.
Neo, the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah.
Years ago.
You know when what part is it again? When Neo first wakes up, obviously Morpheus wakes him up and he takes him to that, you know, that place where they're staying, whatever, yeah. And Neo wakes up and Neo says to Morpheus, "My eyes hurt." And Neo says, "It's because you've never used them before." That's number one. Then Neo says, "Normally I wouldn't wake you up." He only woke him up at that age because he's Neo and he had a mission to fulfill. But he says, "Normally I wouldn't wake you up at that age because it's very dangerous because you've had your belief systems for so long. If I change them, something can happen to you, the shock." So you know my mum, she's probably had a certain way of thinking for 50 years. And if I now come and like, you know, interrupt that beliefs to change it, you don't know how she can respond to that. So he's saying sometimes you just got to leave people in the system to think how they think. So some traumas, that's what he was trying to say when he's like, just let her go with traumas, because like they've had it for so long that like if you try to take it away from them, it can cause even more damage than, you know.
So basically,
Yeah,
Shocka's
leave it
saying
in.
50s and 60s, just leave it there.
So you think
I don't want to sound like that, but like,
Is that what you said?
What do you think?
It's
We're
hard.
too old to be fixed?
not too old, but I'm saying the roots are deep.
They're deep.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
deep. They're deep. They're deep.
They're
Yeah.
They're deep, man.
Yeah. Because I don't think you can be.
That's why those religious debates go so hard, because it's like you're talking about beliefs that like people have had for, like grandmas have had them for, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you're going to come and tell them church on Sunday is not, what? This church that I've been going to for 35 years. You might should just let, you know, just...
It's because you're kind of like playing with their whole sense of identity, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like, so
that's
when
the-
you're, yeah, it's
That's
like,
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's the identity that's dangerous.
yeah, and that's it. Yeah, you can't playing around with people's identity gets very techie.
Yeah, it's
But I
techie.
think it's possible. Do I think people are too old to be fixed?
If they want
If
to,
they
that's why I
want
said
to.
if they agree 50%, they're now making that identity malleable, because they're basically saying, I'm giving you the permission to do the work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I guess, yeah, it's the same as like in like relationships as well. So one's
Yeah.
not wanting to
wasting your
fix
time.
it. Yeah, you can't. And also as well, you know what? Because I sometimes have to ask a question when people use the word trauma online, because I'm like, what do you mean? When you say trauma, what do you mean? Because if you mean like, they've had some past experiences that have been hard, and obviously now it shapes the way they see things, cool, or do you mean that they are acting out their trauma and you're seeing aggression maybe, or you're seeing certain behaviors that aren't helpful to the relationship?
It's got to be that one. Though.
Yeah, I'm thinking they mean that. So if you feel like, yeah, so essentially my response to the video is, if someone is acting out on their trauma and it's affecting your relationship, yeah, you can't come to them. You can probably outline it and be like, oh, babe, do you realize that you do this when you're feeling angry, or do you, like, when you feel rejected or whatever it is? You can have that conversation. But if they're not hearing it and it's over and over again and it's a pattern and it's affecting you, you might have to leave it to them to figure out. But at the same time,
not to say that that person can't. They said fix it.
yeah,
And that's, I guess, why I was making the point about relationships also being healing.
yeah,
And that's not to say that if someone is showing that they've had difficult experiences in the past, or they have some sort of psychological injury or difficulty, that's not to say that your relationship with them, or you can't support them and you can't help them with it. And that's how it kind of sounds. Like you can't fix someone's trauma. Doesn't mean you can't support or help them.
You can
help
you
them
can
through
love
it.
through it.
And it doesn't. Did he say red flag, or did I make that up?
no, he said, yeah, he said, yeah.
That's just a very black and white and very absolute and reductionist way of viewing someone's difficulty when it's two people.
I think it's pretty simple. I agree with what everyone said. You can't fix anyone, but you can be the mirror, and it's up to them whether they want to see themselves in the mirror or not. That's the first kind of bridge.
Yeah.
Can they see themselves and see those behaviors, those kind of reactions?
Yeah.
And from that stage of awareness, can they then go and get that support and that help? So you can be the mirror, be that bridge, and be alongside them. But I don't think there's more than that you can do, as you said.
Agreed.
If they don't want to be helped, they see it. It's like, I like what I see. That's it. Can't do more than that.
I agree.
No, 100%. I think I know what you mean about how sometimes these conversations online feel very like black and white.
Yeah.
And then I think then they lead to like overcorrection. So on the girly side of TikTok, I see some like relationship stuff, and it would very much be like, I'm a strict girl era, putting in my firm boundaries, all of these things, right? In response to maybe having some difficult relationship experiences and them wanting to focus on themselves and healing, etc. But then sometimes I'm like, yes, but you won't know whether you've really been able to work on those things until you're in a relationship.
True.
You have to try and test it.
You have to try and test
You have
it.
to try and test
And there
it.
has to be some give as well. So even if that person doesn't react the first time in the way that you were hoping, you just met this person. So you don't know again, where maybe you just need to have a conversation about something and it could be figured out. But if you're on like on edge
And
about
we
it,
need
it's
to know what
harder.
kind of traumas they're talking about. Because if it's just normal things like, I don't know, maybe lashing out or getting angry and stuff, that's normal relationship stuff.
To what? Wait. To what degree? What are we talking about here?
No, not like, but the trauma he's talking about is that they come with, I don't know, something different. I don't
So
know.
interesting, because trauma, there's obviously like an objective definition of trauma, but it can also, there's lots of arguments. So lots of like doctors and scientists have argued that trauma is anything that is psychologically damaging, or like a injury, an emotional or psychological injury.
That's why I wanted to be sure.
And that can also be trauma, and therefore trauma is very subjective. So actually, it could be so many different things.
That's what made me say that, because I don't know where I don't know what's scaring him. What's his red flags?
Yeah.
Because his red flag to us could be like, we might not see it as a red flag.
Exactly that. What's the red flag?
So it's a tricky one, that video, because we need to know what is trauma to him, what traumatized him like that to make him take up his glasses. Because he's talking from experience.
Yeah. Something big
Happened,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, see that whole red flag kind of situation, do you think it's the generation that we're in, there's too much option, too much choice, people not kind of sticking it out and actually working through things?
You want to know my thoughts, my truth? I think we're in a generic time of overcorrection. And I think we know too much, or we know more. Maybe too much isn't the right word.
Yeah.
But going back to how you were talking about how we didn't have language for things around mental health.
Yep.
We didn't have language for things around relationships either. But we saw them and we saw things that we didn't like, whether it's our parents, grandparents, movies, whatever. Like, we keep seeing these messages about relationships, and we're like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Then we've learned all this language on top of it. Oh, so I need to make sure I look out for someone that has X, Y, and Z to avoid that. So now we've overcorrected to a place where like every little thing becomes a red flag for that thing that you're envisioning in your head. When in reality, some of it is just human mess. Like relationships aren't like, they're not neat, they're messy. And yes, sometimes you're not going to agree, but you can't walk into a relationship thinking you aren't going to have conflict. It's the most guaranteed thing in a relationship, because it's like two people with different lives, different perspectives. Even if you're in the same culture, different ways of practicing that culture sometimes. Constant difference, like doing this constantly, bumping against each other, you're going to have some conflict. So you have to get ready for that messiness of being a human. You can't think everything is a red flag. And I think we've taken it. I think we're overcorrecting. I think we are.
We're also impatient. Like, we're too quick to be like, oh, trauma in the bin. Like, we're very, very, very quick with it. If you think about how like divorce rates were lower back in the days, because people actually took the time to work through things, or even they just tolerated it for a bit longer. We have very, very low tolerance, and I think that goes into the strict girl era.
Do you think the relationships that get shown to us, on the way people show their relationships on social media, plays a part?
You mean like couple content and stuff?
It just gives that perception that everything's perfect. Yeah, exactly. So people think, oh, I want that, not knowing behind the scenes in their relationship.
Turmoil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's true.
We get sold the glossy stuff as well, and then we get attached to that.
That's why when we hear like a Lemonade album, we're like, like, we can't believe it. Beyonce.
No, it's true. I do think we've become a disposable society, including relationships.
True.
Yeah,
True.
100%. You must work through things. I mean, again, there's limits, but you can't just jump at the sight of anything. Like, and also as well, like, what's that telling in your brain in a way? Like, okay, anytime something comes up, I need to run away.
Yep. It reinforces it.
It reinforces it, isn't it? And it's like, at some points, I want to ask people, where are you running to, brother?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you running to? Because the next person is going to have something. So you have to pick your thing, like, ultimately. Yeah. So,
agreed.
But
when you're going through it, though, you go on TikTok and you get like 100 think pieces that's just reinforcing those thoughts that you're having. You spend 2 more seconds on it, and now constant. Leave him, leave her. It's tough.
It's tough. True though.
It's tough.
It's true.
that algorithm will suck
And the algorithm comes at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I follow all these positive pages, and I always think, I go on there sometimes and I think, you lot are doing too much. It's too much positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's, but then when I'm having like, I'm about to spiral, and I go on my phone, and one of those quotes that they posted that they post every day hits, I'm like, okay, this is what this page is for. So you don't appreciate it until, like, you know, because I see it every day when I'm in a good mood, and I think, oh, it's too much. But there was a day when I was about to spiral, and I went on my phone, and one of those quotes hit. It was the exact quote I needed, and I was like, oh, that's why you do what you do. Yeah, keep posting.
The bright side of social media.
100%. 100%. So what we saying? Oh, can you fix their trauma?
I don't even think that question's helpful. I don't even think it's a helpful question, and I don't think we should be asking that question or making blanket statements like that. If someone has a difficulty, then, like you were saying, they need to want to address the difficulty. But it doesn't mean you can't help them.
No, you can. You can be there alongside them. Yeah, it's possible.
You decide how long you want to be that mirror.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Facts. Facts. Okay. We have a letter to the couch. Read out.
The show's got this.
Sorry. When the letters are small, they move around for me. I need to actually get a bigger screen. Okay, so we have today's letter to the couch. Hi all. I'm struggling with my bestie. We've been friends for the longest time, 10 plus years. Since senior school, gone through uni, boyfriends, family issues, good and bad. We've been there for each other at every step, but she's in a relationship that I'm struggling to deal with. She's in a relationship with a guy who I'm not particularly keen on for about 18 months now. He's one of my brother's friends and he loves himself too much. He's cheated on her, and like the snake he is, he slithered his way back with apologies, flowers, lavish gifts and such. And there's another thing. He's not exactly on the up and up. He has a side hustle, which is suspect. A so-called clothing line. She actually came to you, so I've tried to talk to her, but she's not having it. She says, I don't know him like she does. She's changing and becoming distant from me. I don't want him to come between us. I really can't stand him. She can do so much better. I'm trying hard just to grit my teeth and bear it. I want my friend in my life. I love her like a sister, and having to tolerate him might be an ask for myself that I cannot fulfill. What more can I do?
There's a lot going on there, isn't it?
Indeed.
So you got a friend.
Wait.
Love is blind, man.
Oh.
Say more.
I just feel like, at first I thought it was a guy, and I was gonna say no, he wants her for himself, but I didn't realize it's a girl giving advice. I mean, girl wants her girlfriend to.
I mean, I assume it was.
Because I thought it was a guy, and I was like, no, he
Angling.
he wants the best friend. But if it's a girl that wants her girlfriend, giving advice to her girlfriend, it's hard sometimes, man. Because sometimes best friends be seeing it, but like you, that's in the relationship. That's why I said love is blind. I said it like that because sometimes you can't see it. Like you're so head over heels. Then you come back to your best friend after and be like, after you've broken up and you can see clearly again. You're like, because people say they see all the red flags afterwards. Like they go back in their head and be like, I didn't notice that. Then they go back to the best friend because the best friend's not in love, so her eyes is open. She can see like, are you not seeing that he's cheated and crawled his way back? But it's a difficult one. What do y'all think?
As I was reading that, it felt like, I don't doubt that this person has good intentions for her friend, and she said her friend can do better, and she called him all kinds of adjectives and things. But she was very much, I know it's her dilemma, but she was very much centered in the dilemma, and it was about like me. Yeah. I want my friend back. I don't want it to get like in between us. I don't, and it sounds like the dilemma's a little bit more about how their relationship is affecting her as opposed to her concerns about her friend, which seem to be mentioned less, other than I know she can do better and he cheated on her in the past, okay, but she's with him now. I don't know. That's the
jealousy there.
I don't think
jealousy is not the right word, but is there is it selfish? Does she not want to see? I don't know.
I don't think it's selfish.
Please tell me the word.
I think it's how she's positioned herself in the situation and how she's making sense.
What is the word positioning then?
That's the word I would use.
Yeah, I agree with
wouldn't
that.
say selfish, because selfish is about intention, and I don't think she has a selfish intention. But I think how she's made sense of all of this happening is, this is affecting me. I'm my best friend. There's no, but we're getting distant, and I don't like that. There was no mention of how.
I like positioning.
The friend.
It feels just a bit more than a best friend. If you know what I mean, it's edging. I don't know what it's
She
edging
said like
to.
a sister. She said I love her like a sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it feels just a bit more than best friend. It's like we're sister then.
Yeah. I see it as an real intolerance to the discomfort that she's feeling, the change that she's feeling.
Yeah.
There's change happening in her friendship, and that can be very uncomfortable. So I think there's that. But there's also a projection of her own like values onto her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's going on.
Yes, okay, for you, those things can't run. What do you mean he's cheating and coming back? What do you mean he's got this side hustle. That's not really a side hustle.
But her friend might not share those.
But her friend might not share those views.
Yeah.
I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Like for her, potentially cheating isn't a deal breaker the same way it is for you. For her, the way that he makes money right now isn't a deal breaker. Now, deep down, it could be, and she's covering it up. That's also a possibility. But at the moment, she's having to deal with that relationship. You're uncomfortable with how it's going because of how you would like your life to be lived, and someone that you love isn't living the life that you want to live. For her, you have to kind of deal with that. Especially, I've come to the conclusion, this is a personal view, when it's come to like talking about friends and giving advice and those things, unless you are in immediate danger, I'm talking abuse situations and those things, I'm here to listen, and I'll ask you if you want advice or anything like that. But I can't attach myself too much to what's happening here. I can't, especially if it's not in line with what I would do, what I think I would do. Because sometimes as well, we think we would do something in a certain situation. That certain situation can find you, and you won't act in the way that you think you would. So you know what I mean? So you have to kind of detach yourself from that and prioritize the friendship. If you really love your friend, you have to accept, okay, this is what she's in. She's not in any danger. It's not ideal. I'm gonna have to deal with it. I want my friendship more. That's what I think anyway.
Even going back to the debrief, you actually can't make anyone do anything. It's impossible. You cannot make another human being who has their own mind, life, autonomy, whether it's your sister, friend, child, you can't make anyone do anything. All you can do is control yourself. So I think that hyper focus on me is exactly what you're saying. It's maybe actually what we need to be focusing on. And that's her expressing, this is a me problem. Maybe it was subconsciously her expressing, this is an issue with me. And this is something that I need to work on. She might not be aware of it, but that I think that's what the letter's revealing, because you don't have control over really what's external and what people do. You can only control what you do and what you feel.
There's a lot of care underneath it, but it's coming out of a lot of judgment at the same time, which for the person receiving it, you're going to make them run into the other direction, not towards you. So you're talking about positioning. How does she want to position herself within this friendship? Because you can still have love and care for your friend and not agree with those certain things that's happening. But as you said, that's your belief system, and her belief system could be two different things. And you just have to sit within that, and it's uncomfortable for you. But if you value your friendship and you're willing to set that aside, that's what has to be done. However, if you continue with some of those kind of that line of not questioning, but the judgment that I can hear from it, that's gonna not end well.
Resentment will brew, passive aggressiveness will happen. You start to ruin the relationship in underhanded ways that you didn't really expect. And I feel like you can put in boundaries as well. Like, it's not to say, now you need to be besties with him. You don't like him, you don't like him. You don't have to like him, you know. You actually don't have to like your friend's man. It's ideal, but it's not necessary.
It's so true.
So you can just be like, okay, cool. I don't know, we're all going to be at the same dinner because it's like a group thing. I know that I need to be over here when he's over there. Like, and it's not the most comfortable thing to do at the beginning, but you might just get used to it.
I don't know how that works though, because if she wants to tell you certain things about her man and says, oh, he's whatless or whatever.
That's a boundary though. Please don't talk to me about these issues in your relationship. It's really hard for me. It's actually a boundary.
And it's just pure issues. She doesn't talk all the time.
Pardon?
It's just pure issues. She want to speak about it all the time. So now,
but then also the friend would also need to consider how that's affecting your friend. If I've asked you not to do something, do you need to find somewhere else? It can't be me. Like, there needs to be some sort of mutual give and take. And if that's how the relationship's going to, there has to be some sort of compromise on how they're going to navigate this. So like Dr. Amarni was saying, like, if she needs to social distance from this person, if they're all in the same vicinity, just to keep peace and she can maintain a relationship, then that might need to happen. But also that would also need to be a discussion about what the boundaries look like in their relationship as it pertains to her own relation, the friend's romantic relationship. Conversation. But if I don't want you to talk to me about something, this is me speaking personally, not professionally, and I don't want to have that conversation with you, please respect my boundaries. Don't come to me with this. I don't want to hear it. And, you know, obviously have tact, like when you have that and you deliver it and you say it, make sure the delivery is right. But
I feel like these things are so common though, where it's like someone doesn't agree with like a couple and there's like a friend on the side basically like not agreeing. just be careful how you disagree, because that couple usually always end back up or whatever it is, and then you're the odd one out for some reason, even though you care. Right? It usually happens that way. So it's just really channeling where it is that you're feeling, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some
Wait,
comments
Davina
there.
says, the more you try and make someone see their partner as bad, the less they will see it. You push them closer to the partner, not lead them away. Yeah,
That's
true.
what you
best
say.
thing to do is just to be there and put up with him. Don't impose your views on them. Yeah.
Mm.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you have to. And set the boundaries, what you can talk about, what you can't talk about. Or even just like reflect it back. Like say she's always like on about like, oh babe, have you noticed like you like have been going through some things, it sounds like. Like, do you know what I mean? Just like reflect it back, because sometimes I don't even notice how much it's just like, this is like the 4th time you've mentioned it this week. I'm just wondering what I've got on here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't think you can impose views.
Must be exhausting though, on the friend that has to listen. If she just like, come on, can you not see what I'm seeing? That's the boundaries you're talking about, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy,
It's exhausting.
I'm thinking about it. That's exhausting, isn't it?
It's absolutely exhausting.
Got to catch them every time.
Because otherwise then you're just not going to want to be friends with this person. It's like, when people say, oh, trauma dump, like don't dump your trauma on me, because it's a lot for someone to absorb, persistent, this, and then I'm giving you advice, I'm trying to help you, you're not seeking or taking that. It's just a bit exhausting. So if you want to maintain a relationship, then it requires boundaries.
Which doesn't hear those boundaries, then what the friendship done?
And I think that's why she reached out. She sees that it could be, heading towards that direction.
That's up to her though. Like, you're not listening to my boundaries. If someone's not listening to your boundaries, what's happening there? Are they hearing you, seeing you, respecting you? Do you want to have a friendship with someone that doesn't hear, see you, or respect you? If this person is like her sister, like she said she would, I would assume, we don't know, that she would see that, but then that's the decision she's going to have to make. My boundaries aren't being respected. I don't want this friendship anymore at that point, if it comes to that point. But
stand on it. I mean, look at it. Those shows like,
obviously.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that sounds good. I always want to hear follow-ups. I always want to hear follow-ups, what people's going to say. Guys, if you have a dilemma and you would like us to chime in, you can. You can email us, tlc@thenewblack.com. Black has an X instead of an A in it.
Guys, we're so accessible. Like, we're accessible psychologists. So psychologists sometimes are like unicorns in the real world to just get hold of. So literally giving you free advice. It's here. Use the opportunity.
Young psychologists as well.
Yeah.
So dope, man. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
The last ward I was on, the nurses was young, and it just helped me so much.
It's relatable.
It was so relatable. They was knocking on my door. Not being rude and not trying to barge into your privacy, but they said you do music, so we typed your name. Is it true you met Drake? And then I was sitting down, I told them the story I told you guys. That was sick.
Yeah.
And like, when you're section, you get like an hour into society every day, back into the public. You know this, you get an hour into like, and like on my hour, when the nurse was taking me around, it was a young guy. And like, we was talking about Kanye West.
Yeah.
He played me J. Cole, Love Yours. That's why I fell in love with that song. Like, it was just so sick having young nurses on the ward. It's just, and the only reason why I experienced that, it was actually a private ward. I went meant to go to a private ward, but all the other wards was full. So I got to experience it, and I was like, "What is?" You know how bad the other wards are. Terrible. When I got to this private, I remember one of my friends came to visit me on visitation. She's a rebel, so she snuck into my room. I don't know how she did it, but she snuck into my room. She was like, not disrespecting you, but this is better than your bedroom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's private ward is completely different. Have table tennis and
Different setup.
Resourced.
Yeah, it's
and I
well
was like,
funded.
oh, I went to see this. I just barely slipped. I just went to see this, but it was good. It had young wards, and when I did my show, I invited the girl that was on my ward to the show, and like shouted her out for looking after me on the ward. That was a big full circle moment. Like, just for her to see me in that light, because she saw me at my lowest, and she seen me like in my glory. So I can imagine her looking, thinking
Serious.
I was just serving you breakfast. You know what I mean? I was just telling you, like, go and get your breakfast. It's a surreal moment. It's crazy.
Sick. Really appreciated you, you know?
Thank you.
A pleasure
Yeah.
having you, Rob, honestly. Such a great story.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
It's done a lot. It will do a lot. It will continue to do a lot. Like, there's so much in your story, so much power, so much healing. Even for you, I'm sure like every time you tell your story, it's even more empowering.
And I can't believe it because I'm surprised I haven't mentioned this earlier, but it just reinforces my faith in God. It reinforces my faith in God so much because in my book, I wrote about when I went to Nigeria, my mum asked me to pick which auntie I want to stay with. She was like, you're going to be staying here for 2 years. You need to pick which auntie you want to stay with so you're comfortable. So she said, don't tell them I told you this, but just analyze all their behaviours and then pick which one. And then I'll tell them that you want to stay with the one you want to stay with. And there's one auntie, and she was like so God-fearing, like God-fearing. I just love being in their presence. And I told my mum, this is the auntie I want to stay with. That decision changed the whole trajectory of my life. Because staying with that auntie, she was a prayer warrior. And you know, prayer warriors, you know, you have the average go church every Sunday. She used to go on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Those are the serious sessions, yeah. And she took me to one of those services because she used to make sure everyone goes. No one's staying at home, everyone goes. She took me to one of those services, and the pastor was preaching about covenants. And he was saying a covenant is normally an agreement between God and man. And like he was like, I want you guys to make your silent agreement between God and man. I remember I loved music so much. So I remember getting down on my knees innocently and just saying like, God, if you help me with my music, I would love to help in some sort of way one day. Innocently. And I hanged on to that with my whole soul. I never let go of that. Someone would have just said that prayer and just let it go. But I was serious about it. I was like, if we're going to make this agreement, I mean it. And then I hanged on to it. And when I came back to the UK, I still kept that in the back of my mind. Then when the Marvel thing started happening, Smooth. That's why I think the losing the record deal hit me so hard. Because I was thinking about that promise in my head. I was like, no, this is not part of the agreement. Do you know what I mean? But then that promise is what got me through my sectionings. Because each sectioning, I kept going back to that confidence in my head saying, no, this is not how it's meant to go. And it kept me going through. And then when I started telling my story and I wrote my book and all of that started happening, I went back to the promise in my head and I was like, oh, this is it. You're doing what you said. This is the work. You're doing it now. And that like stuck in my head. So can you imagine how mind blown I am for making that declaration as a kid? Then like 30 years later, I'm in a world where like we're having mental health conversations. This world didn't exist when that was made. It didn't exist. Even when I got section, even when I was in the group, I didn't know anything about that would be happening. We released our single, We Know, 10-10-10, remember, 10th of October. When I released Vulnerability is a New Call, my manager started getting all these emails saying the 10th of October is coming up. Can we speak to Shocka, please? Can Shocka come here? Can Shocka speak here? My manager was like, why does everyone want you to speak on the 10th of October? So I went on Google and I typed, what's the 10th of October? You guys are psychologists, so you know what it is, right?
Oh, I thought
What's that?
on the spot now.
There's Black History Month, there's Easter, there's Christmas. 10th of October is...
That's crazy. Wait.
That's crazy.
No.
Tempo, this is going to tie the whole story in place.
That's my best
So
friend's
remember,
birthday.
we brought us... That's your what?
Best friend's birthday.
So remember, we brought our single out on the 10th of October, 10-10-10. My album, Vulnerability, came out on the 10th of October, 2024, yeah? What date is the 10th of October? The 10th of October is World Mental Health Day.
I was mental health day. I just said mental health day. What
You said,
mental
yeah, I was
health day?
thinking you guys should... I know, you might have thought it was deeper than that.
Malcolm X.
No, 10th of October is World Mental Health Day.
Yeah.
So that blew my mind. That day was tied into my purpose. Because we released a single for jokes on the 10th of October, put it in our hair, we didn't even know. So I remember my manager kept saying, everyone wants you to speak on the 10th of October. They want you on that day. You've got 6 days to pick from. Everyone wants you out. And then I went on Google and I typed it said World Mental Health Day. I was like, that is crazy. Then I was like, no wait, this must be new. How long has it been that day? So I typed, and it's been that day for ages, since like the 70s. But I just wasn't in the mental health world, so I didn't know. But now I was in that world. That day holds a significance from the single to like. So it's like I was on that. It's just there's just so much things. It's just I don't know. I have no words for it. But
alignment.
It's just alignment, and it just shows you're just walking in what you're meant to be doing.
Absolutely.
So my faith is like it can't be shaken at this point. I've seen too much. You know, after Moses saw the burning bush, that was it. It's like, okay, I'm convinced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I get it. So it's like I feel like I've seen my burning bush as like, there's too many. Writing the book, a section of my life, seeing how that came to play. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
I love that.
Amazing.
And just to save us mental health day is every day for us as psychologists. Do you get it? So, you know, that's why I didn't. Yeah, you understand, Shocka?
I heard he said the word, the whole thing. You know?
Sorry, you understand why I didn't register? Because obviously for us it's every day.
He said nothing throughout the whole thing. All I had was, that's keep that in there too.
But tomorrow, like, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, 10th of October, World Mental Health Day. That's mind blowing to me. I'm like, crazy.
Pick you up, man. That's that.
So, Shocka, it's been, again, as we said, we have to get you back up here again.
Definitely.
It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. And that's us, episode 10.
Indeed.
Episode 10.
Oh. Yeah. You're walking in it. You're walking in it. Yeah, you're walking in it.
Episode 10.
Wow.
You can't write this, man.
That is
Yeah, my faith, I've seen my burning bush. I've seen it now. It's too late.
Guys,
It's too late.
like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're out.